So you want to start posting regular high quality YouTube content, but you've been held back by thinking you need fancier gear, lighting, a nice camera, a studio. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't need any of that. You can just use your iPhone. It's 2025. What are you doing not telling your story today? In this video, we're going to go over how to create pro level YouTube videos using just your iPhone. I'll show you how I make my high quality videos with just my iPhone, and it's not going to require you spending a dime on gear. So let's get into it. We're not even going to touch our iPhone settings yet. The first most important step, in my opinion, is find your light. We're inside my studio right now, my very messy studio, and that means I'm using artificial lighting. And I promised you that we weren't going to spend a dime on gear. So let's get out of this studio and let's go find the light source that you can start utilizing today for free. All right, I found the light. Sunlight, that's what we're talking about. And so here's what not to do though. Don't put it behind you. Don't put your window. Well, here I got a sliding door, but don't put the light behind you. Because what do you notice? I'm in shadow compared to the brightness behind me. And that's not a great look for you, the subject. And plus, then well, what are you going to be lit by? Your face is going to be lit by whatever gross interior lighting you might have. So get yourself right up against the light. That's what we want to do. We're going to go right up against the light. Sit yourself close to your window or your door or whatever you're doing. And then you can let the natural light, the sun, kiss your skin, caress it, and make you look beautiful and get some vitamin D in the process. But these are how your phones are going to thrive. The iPhone thrives with strong natural lighting. You could do this outside. You could film your videos outside if you'd like. But if you're indoors, put yourself next to a window and things are going to be looking good. So that's something you can do right away to have your YouTube videos shot with your phone looking amazing. Awesome. Who doesn't love vitamin D? All right, you ready to dive into your camera's settings? Just remember that if you got a strong natural light source, these settings aren't going to make or break your video. They're just not. But they are going to be that icing on the cake that allows you to be even more pleased with the visual results you're getting because you have even more control over what your camera's doing. So with that in mind, let's get into it. You're going to open up your settings and then camera, and then you're going to notice near the top there's record video, and this is where you're going to choose your frame rate. We got 4K at 30 frames per second or 24 in the US. You're going to choose from between these two typically. 24 frames per second is going to give you more natural motion blur, and that's what I'm going with now. Otherwise, 4K at 30 frames per second is good if you want to look more reality TV show style. The only other thing we're going to look at here is the HDR video. Let's make sure HDR video is checked on. It's going to give you the most out of your camera just utilizing the raw settings in the camera app. Make sure you lock the white balance. We don't want that changing around. You can also adjust your slow motion as well. I can do 4K at 120 FPS with my 16 Pro Max. Otherwise, just choose your best setting here. You're probably not going to film a whole lot of slow motion unless you're going for that kind of a style. You can also change the cinematic recording frame rate as well. I don't use cinematic that much because I don't like the fake bokeh blur style when I'm recording. Audio, just pick your best option here. Spatial audio is what I'm gonna go with here on my 16 Pro Max. Wind noise reduction, keep that checked on because if it's windy outside and you're outside recording, we don't wanna hear all that wind. Formats, that's the next thing we're gonna click on, and make sure high efficiency is checked. When you're shooting HDR video with the camera app, you want high efficiency. That's the option there. Most compatible is something you would select if you were shooting in Apple Log a lot, which you can do, but we're not going to discuss that today. There's more that goes along with recording in Apple ProRes, Apple Log. So high efficiency, make sure that's checked. That's what we're going to focus on with this page. Grid, we're going to have the grid checked on so that you can see your rule of thirds to frame your shots better. We're going to have the level checked on so that you can tell if you're holding the camera, your phone, level to the horizon. These are great tools for when you're composing your shots and you're framing your shots. Let's quickly talk about the cameras on your phone because it does matter, right? You have the rear-facing cameras and you have the front-facing cameras. And depending on what model iPhone you have, you might have one, two, or three rear-facing cameras. What do you use? Well, most creators would say it's a non-negotiable that you use the rear-facing cameras. They're higher quality. The front-facing camera, while it's nice that you can see yourself, while you're vlogging or FaceTiming, Snapchat, you name it. It's a smaller sensor, it's a worse sensor, and so the quality is not as good. Well, I would push back against that. I would recommend you use the front-facing camera if that's the only way you have right now of seeing yourself and making sure that you're in focus, that you're in the shot, and that the framing is good. Because even though the rear-facing cameras are better, you're going to have to film yourself and then check your shot afterwards multiple times to make sure that everything you filmed was in focus, that you were even in the shot to begin with. And that could lead to you having to reshoot. And then your filming sessions are longer. And we don't want things to get in your way. We want to eliminate as many mental roadblocks as possible or eliminate as much discouragement that you could get while you're doing this. So, I'm here to say, let's use the front-facing camera. Now, if you do have an external monitor of some kind, I know there's like Apple Watches allow you to link to your phone's camera and check your framing. You might be able to down the line invest in certain things that make it so that you can use your rear-facing cameras more frequently when you're talking to camera. But just make it easy on yourself. Use the front-facing camera. If you've got good natural lighting, it won't matter as much as people think it will. And when you are filming with your rear-facing camera, I recommend you use the 24 millimeter or the standard lens. If you've got two or three options, it's the main lens. I think they call it the 24 millimeter or the 1x lens, or just the wide lens, not the ultra wide or the 0.5x wide lens, but the standard wide lens that comes on the iPhone. That's the one you want to be using. It is the best sensor, the best lens on the rear of your camera if you are filming with the backside of your camera. All right, let's move on. It's pretty clear in today's social media landscape that regardless of what videos you're putting out there, vertical, horizontal, that we need to be filling the screen real estate in order for that video to have the biggest impact on viewers. Remember, people are just doing this or just scrolling through our phones until something hits us. And the subject, if it's filling the frame, that's going to translate in immediate recognition in people's brains when they're scrolling and they land on your video. So it's important to have the subject filling the frame. So for YouTube, we're filming horizontally, so you need to fill the horizontal real estate of the image. And so for talking head stuff or for vlogging, uh, you become the subject, so you need to be close to the camera and fill the frame. If you're a real estate agent and you're showing off a gorgeous home, a gorgeous kitchen, let's say, you probably want the kitchen to fill the screen real estate. And then you, as the agent, talking about its features, if you're in the shot, you're not really the subject anymore. So you can be small and off to the side or in the background, but you have the kitchen filling the frame. Right now, I'm talking to you guys. I'm the subject. I'm trying to get as close to you as possible, fill the frame. And my messy studio behind me is just a side piece that I don't really want you focusing on, and I just wanted to kind of roll off into the darkness, into the background. So framing is big, shot composition is big for high quality YouTube videos, but these few little tips are all you need to focus on right now to start generating high quality videos today. So think about what your subject is and have that subject fill as much of the frame as possible, and your videos will take a large leap in quality starting right away. So it's interesting. People are more likely to click off a video that looks really good but sounds bad than a video that looks iffy but sounds really good. So the data shows that sound, your audio quality, is even more important than video quality. So good news for you, you don't have to run out and purchase a mic, a wireless mic. You can just use the audio that your phone is recording. iPhones these days record really good audio. But a few things you want to consider. Try to limit background noise. So put yourself in a space or an environment that doesn't have a whole lot of noise going on, and then get as close to your phone as possible, which you're going to do if you're talking to camera. We just talked about framing. You're the subject. Fill the frame, get close to your camera, and then your phone will pick up really clear audio coming from your mouth. So You don't have to do much there. In a future video, I'll go over some tools you can use to take the great audio that your phone is recording and tweak it even more to make it sound like it's coming right out of a studio microphone. There's some really cool tools out there right now, some AI tools that you can use to really sweeten your audio. But for now, don't worry about it. Just use the audio that you're recording with your phone and it's going to work. All right. Okay, so we've recorded our video, we've got all of the pieces, and it's just this puzzle that's in disarray on the tabletop, and we're looking down at it, and now we need to get all the pieces to fit together. Today we're using CapCut, and you may have heard of it. It's what a lot of people are utilizing to edit their quick social media reels or TikToks. I know that Meta has come out with their own version of an editing software called Edits, but CapCut, free to use. There is a paid subscription that you don't need for the tools that we're going to walk through today. CapCut, free to download from the App Store, and let's jump into it. Once downloaded, you open up CapCut, you'll hit on New Project, and that's going to bring up the files in your photo app. And so you're going to select the videos you want to bring in, and they will throw those videos on a timeline. That's what I'm scrubbing through right now. So you can see I'm scrubbing through the timeline right now, scrubbing through the footage. And the first thing I'm usually looking to do is to trim up the video clip so that it starts where I want it to start and it ends where I want it to end. And so that means that we're going to use the trim tool or the cut tool. It goes by many different names. Here in CapCut, there is the scissors icon on the bottom left that we're going to use in a second here, but I'm just scrolling through right now looking where I want this video to start, where I want it to end. And so at the bottom left corner there's a scissors icon called Edit. You're going to click on Edit, and then at the bottom left again you're going to see the Split tool. You're going to click Split, and then you're going to select the file or the video that has all of the stuff you don't want in it, and then click the trash can, the delete button. So that's this first step, is just going through, cutting up your footage, clicking on Split, then taking the video section that had the bad stuff, and then click and delete. Get rid of it. Just chop up your video. Notice at the end of your video, CapCut throws in an advertisement clip that you need to delete. Click on it, hit delete. This is the free version, so CapCut does their best to try to sneak in a little bit of their own advertising. And you can also add more files to your timeline as you go. You don't have to do it all at the beginning. So you just hit add video, and it's going to take you back to your Photos app or the files in your Photos app, and then you just bring more in, and it'll throw that all onto the timeline, and you can move it around, drag and drop, cut, 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 cut. It's super intuitive. You can also add text to your video in CapCut by clicking add text and add title, and it'll take you to a bunch of different font choices, styles, effects, and any effect in CapCut or attribute in CapCut that you can use that has the blue gem on it, that means that it's the paid version. You have to unlock it by paying for the paid version of CapCut. So ignore those. You don't need to use the paid version right now. Once you select your text and type in what you want, you can drag that text anywhere within your video. You can overlay it on top of other files, or you can just have it against the black background. In the upper right hand corner you'll see the export button, and we're going to make sure we crank the resolution all the way to 4K. We're going to make sure the frame rate matches what our video was shot in, 24 frames per second, and then make sure the code rate is maxed out. The other thing you want to focus on with this is making sure Ultra HD at the top is checked off. AI Ultra HD, that is a paid feature. If you check it on, it's going to ask you to pay for CapCut. So keep it checked off, you don't need it, and then hit export, and then it's going to export the video to your Photos app. So what's stopping you from finally starting your journey on YouTube? You have your phone, you have these steps, you're finding your natural light source, you tapped into your camera's settings, we're focusing on subject framing, good audio, you now are playing around with editing, and you have a free editing tool that's powerful, and now you're ready to go. So what are you waiting for? Let's do it. If this video helped you today, hit subscribe. I'm Jedi. I'm here to help real creators such as yourself utilize the tools you already have. Your phone is powerful.
Use it. All right, see you next time.